Okay, in this second part of the video, I want to just look at how we can calculate the total amount of money each room has made if a projector has been used. Now, if we look at IT1 as an example, we can see that it has been used twice with a projector. It has been booked out 3 times, but twice with a projector. At the moment, we don't know how many hours it's been booked for, but we can calculate that if we wanted to. Right now, I'm just going to calculate the total amount of money that we've made. I'm going to create a little bit of space here by wrapping the text, so this goes onto a new line. Never a big fan when it does things like dropping down the line here like that. You see, because that's expanded the cell, but I kind of like things neat. But let's look at the total then. So we're going to go with total projector income, okay, for each room. So this is going to be a currency, and we're going to use a thing called sum ifs. So where sum normally adds up a total, like if I wanted to add up the totals here, I can select all those values, so I'll get 240. Sum ifs, that's IFS, you can use, or sum if on its own, you can look at a range and apply one criteria, but I'm going to be using multiple criteria, so I'm going to be using sum ifs. So the first thing it wants me to do is tell me, work out how much money, what range do I want to use as part of my sums, and that's to do with for me, the projector totals. So I'm going to select those totals here. And I'm going to press F4. Then I'm going to press comma, and the first thing it asks me is, what's the first criteria range? Well, the first criteria range, again, is going to be based on the rooms. Press F4 to get those absolute cell references in place. Press comma, and select my criteria. Well, my criteria is going to be equal to IT1. Now, I'm not pressing F4 on this one because when I drag it down, I want it to then go to IT2, IT4, 5, and 6, for example. Press comma again. Now I'm going to do my next criteria. My next criteria is based on whether a projector was used. So I'm going to highlight those cells for the projector use, press F4 to lock it in, press comma, and I want to do it when it's a Y. Now when I close the bracket, you'll see that I get £9. You might not get a figure there. It might be just a normal number. If you only have a normal number and it just says 9, just make sure you've got the currency option selected. Otherwise you've got something like this. It'll look like that by default, but add the currency in it and you're good to go. Now when I drag it down, if I've set it all up correctly, it will calculate everything correctly. And we can check. So we've made £9 from 2 bookings in IT1. Let's take a look. IT1 used a projector here. If it was 1 hour, so £3. We also had IT1 here for 2 hours, which was £6. So 6 plus 3 is 9. We know that's correct. IT2 was booked once with a projector, so I'm anticipating that to be 3 hours. So let's find it. IT2 was booked here for 2 hours, no projector. IT2 was booked here for 3 hours with a projector, so that's £9, so that makes sense. If I change this to 4 hours, let's look at what happens. Yep, it changes to £12. I know I'm in a good place. IT4 was booked once with a projector. Again, I'm anticipating it being for 3 hours. So IT4 with a projector was booked here on row 4, booking ID 3, 3 hours with a projector, £9. If we change that to 6 hours, we can see that changes to £18. And if all our formulas are working correctly, everything else changes automatically. So our room total is changing, this is changing. This hasn't changed, and that's because it's all linked with a pivot table. And that's why I always recommend doing formulas rather than pivot tables to do calculations. Pivot tables get you the information you want for the most part, but it's never always 100% accurate when you try to do some formulas on things. It tends to go a bit wrong. So stick with your formulas if you can. They usually work better. They auto-update. Right. £3 as well for IT6. So that would have been booked once for 1 hour. IT6 with a projector down here, 3 hours. That's worked perfectly. So I've used a sum if in this case, or sum ifs based on 2 criteria. So if I click on this, you can see the calculated range in blue is the sum here. The red criteria range is the room ID, and I'm trying to match it up with the room number. Then the next criteria here is the green, it's projector use, and I'm saying if it's a Y, count it. So if there's a match here and there's a match here, then we add it to our sum value. So sum ifs, this is true and this is true, and it gives us our values. Okay, so and again, another useful skill for you there. I hope you found that useful.